In this tutorial, we'll learn how to identify hidden groups with a cluster calculation in Oracle Fusion Data Intelligence, or FDI. Oracle FDI clustering algorithms are a tool used to identify groups within your data. They can be used for tasks like customer segmentation, market segmentation, or market basket analysis. In this example, I'm trying to find groups in my customer data. Oracle FDI makes this easy with an individual visualization like this scatter plot graph. I have quantity ordered and discount on the X and Y axis with customer name as the category. I'll right-click anywhere on the visualization, then choose Add Statistics and select Clusters. I can see each customer dot colored based on its cluster assignment. Now this is great, but what if I want to use these cluster assignments in other visualizations in my workbook? To reuse assignments, I need to create a cluster calculation. In the data pane, I'll right-click on my calculations and choose Create Calculation. In the Functions area, I'll scroll down to Analytics and expand it to find the cluster function. There I see some information about it and how it works. I'll double-click it to add syntax to the expression box. I need to fill in some information about how I'm going to use this function. First, the dimension to which I'm applying it will be customer name, since I'm trying to identify groups of customers. Then the columns that I'm going to use to define these groups are discount and quantity ordered. When defining different clusters, I can set up an output column name. In this case, I will use cluster name. The output column name determines what kind of output will come from the clusters received. Generally, the cluster name should be identified as output, but I can also choose information like cluster size or description. Next, I need to define some options for this clustering algorithm. I'll paste in a copy of the options I previously created, the first part of which is the algorithm used. For this example, I used k-means. The other algorithm option is hierarchical clustering. For non-machine learning experts, it's recommended to use k-means and copy all the settings I have here. One setting I might want to change is num clusters, which dictates how many clusters the algorithm creates. In this example, I have a percentage symbol and a 1. This allows the algorithm to decide how many clusters to create. If I want an exact number of clusters to be created, I'll take out the percentage symbol and only have a number. There are additional technical settings related to how the algorithm will run. These advanced settings allow me to control model specifics if I'm a machine learning expert. For this example, I will leave them as they are. I'm ready to validate this function, and to give it a name, I'll use cluster assignments. Now I can save this and check my work. I'll use the cluster assignments under my calculations in a new visualization. I'll create a simple bar chart to analyze how many customers belong to each cluster. I see cluster 1 is the largest cluster. I'll add another visualization to include profit. Now that I can see the profit from my different clusters, I notice that even though cluster 1 is large, cluster 2 is our highest profit cluster. From here on out, I can use these cluster assignments and apply them to any visualization in my workbook, including the original scatter plot, and they will appear in the same color coding. Find additional videos and more information on using Fusion Data Intelligence resources in the links below.